I recently got back from a trip to the United Kingdom, which started in Edinburgh, and that's where I'm going to start this little three-part vlog series. My main goal for this trip was to find artistic inspiration. I read somewhere recently that seeing artwork in person versus online or in books has a really different effect on our brains, and I feel like I completely agree after everything that I've seen in the past couple weeks. I really love Edinburgh and I have been here before, but this is actually my first time being here when it wasn't raining. One of the things that I appreciate about being in a place like this is the way that design has been applied over itself so many times in creating this city, especially the old part that I was visiting. And what I mean by this is where I live in Canada, generally everything has been built once. So before there was a building, there were trees. And in old cities like this, builders and designers have been working on top of or around things that were already there for centuries. And I think this is partly why everything is so visually interesting. There is a creative problem solving happening all around you. So that really, it taps into something that I've been contending with in my artistic practice lately, if you'll humor me to connect it back to that, which is how to find that balance between being derivative and being totally original. If your work is too derivative, then it lacks any sense of personal identity, and it can be mistaken for someone else's work, or it's just too generic for anyone to care about. But I think being extremely original with your work is kind of a luxury, one that really established artists, or I don't know, artists who are supported by patrons or like an institution that foster their work, only they can really enjoy that true originality, I think. As a self-employed artist, I feel like I have to walk a very fine line where my work is both unique and has a clearly defined personal language. It needs both universality so that people can like it and connect with it, but also personal meaning so I feel fulfilled in making it. And I'm not really sure I feel all of those things about some of the things I've made in the past year. Don't get me wrong, I'm completely here for making art just for art's sake or as a creative exercise, but I do want to make work that helps to grow my online presence and also gives me an income. So it does have to be somewhat tactical. This trip really gave me some good time away from my studio to think about all of this. I brought art supplies with me and worked on some small scale projects, which was really nice to keep me busy in the evening because traveling in the fall means it gets dark really early, and also I was pretty exhausted most evening from walking all day. I really liked my little evening routine of just working on my journal and my sketchbook, but it did make me think about the one thing that I feel like I really struggle with, which is consistency. Specifically artistic consistency, but I'm not about to claim that I have it all figured out in other areas of my life as well. I've made the mental progress of not thinking about consistency in terms of like sticking with one art medium or art style. I simply cannot do that. And I'm not going to try and force myself to, but when I get to travel and see exhibits, especially ones that focus on the creative work of a single artist, which I got to do more when I was down in London, I can see the thread that runs between their work even when the medium, the subject, and the colors are all different. That is what I'm really struggling to figure out lately. What is my thread? Can I not just see it? Like, is it just, I'm just not seeing it? Maybe I haven't found it yet. How do I know if I found it? And if I do, is that like, should I find it? Is it gonna bind me to some sort of like internal guideline once I start to recognize what that is? And will that impede my creative process? I don't want to be too self-aware as an artist, but I also want it to be connective. I might be overthinking it, but I really appreciated this trip just to be able to think about these kind of things and gather opinions on the subject from other people through the means of their work. Like I said, I was only here in Edinburgh for a single day, but looking back at this footage makes me feel like I am reliving that day over, which I think will be very helpful during the long winter ahead. Now, in terms of the actual places that we're wandering in this video, I flew into Edinburgh Airport and took the bus into the city, and then I wandered around for a while with my gigantic backpack. That's all I brought because I usually buy a suitcase while I'm in the UK so I can bring home everything I bought. And it was really fun. It was very early in the morning when I got started. It was around 8 a.m. I know that's not super early. It's early enough. So not everything was open yet. And it was also past tourist season. So there were plenty of us around, don't get me wrong, but things weren't opening as early. However, the air was crisp and fresh and tasted so good. It was so autumnal, and I was so happy to be back in the UK after my overnight flight despite not sleeping. My pro tip, if you are also just spending a day in the city, is to use one of the lockers you can rent at the Museum of Scotland. That's where we just were. And it's only £5 for the day, and you can go in and out. So I was able to leave my jacket there with my backpack while I went through the museum, and then I went and grabbed it because I wanted to go to Greyfriars Cemetery and the shops nearby. I can't really think of a better place to feel autumnal and appreciate the changing seasons than this exact place I got to be in. Also, the Greyfriars Bobby little memorial spot that I'm about to show you, had to walk away because I started crying. I can't handle dog loss. I lost my dog this year. We don't talk about that. Autumnal, yes. The leaves were changing on the trees, their stones were crumbling everywhere. I had a delicious hot tea to wake me up from the flight. And yeah, I was just really drinking it all in. Look how atmospheric. Part of finding the rhythm of my work in the past few years, and my business in general, has been about leading into seasonality. I try not to work a lot in the summer and to do a lot of my thoughtful, introspective work in the fall, like right now. And then I like to hunker down and get a lot of my computer work and design work done over the winter. This year, I've had the luxury of being able to travel a fair bit, but I am totally ready for some serious home time and time in my studio after all of these great experiences. Some of the things that I've become intrigued by after traveling are figure drawing, and more specifically, in doing a sort of DIY art education for myself. Because even though I took art classes in high school and university, I never focused on it or put any serious effort into learning the technical skills. That's something that I'd like to see myself improve on. I'm also feeling more interested in portraiture, but I am trying very hard to resist the siren song of oil paints, as I don't really want to invest in a whole new medium right now. Maybe I probably have some of it kicking around still, but I have dabbled in oil paints before, and I know how deliciously the colors blend when painting skin in particular, so we will have to wait and see where that leads me in the next season of my work. One of the things I didn't really anticipate on this trip, as I settle into my seat here, is how beautiful the train ride down south would be. I took the LNER train down from Edinburgh to Newcastle, or I was going further than that, but that was the stretch that I filmed here. It was breathtakingly gorgeous. I can't believe some of the footage I got from just my phone through the train window. So don't be surprised if some of these landscapes make it into some of my work in the near future. And one last little note from voiceover Rebecca is that after this beautiful footage, I filmed a little bit of an art haul just to show you what I bought at the Greyfriars art shop and also show you where I was staying in Harrogate. And I spoke into the camera there, so I realized in editing the sound quality is not fantastic. It sounds very muffled. That's just because it's the microphone on my phone. So apologies if it's not as pleasant to listen to as this with my nice microphone, but thank you for bearing with me. I was doing my best. Well, here I am after about 24 hours straight of travel. Wait, there I am. Do I look like a ghoul? I feel like a ghoul. Anyways, yeah, I'm in Harrogate and I'm happy to be here. It's very pretty. I'll show you the view of the window in a second. I'm staying at a travel lodge. I like staying in travel lodges. I'm telling you this because I'm posting this video like long after I'm gone. I like staying in travel lodges because they are a good price. There's a lot of them, and the people who work there are always really nice and considerate of solo travelers. So shout out to them. I wanted to show you what I got in Edinburgh because I did go to Greyfriars art shop, and I didn't film in there because it was very small, adorable, well stocked, almost more of the old-fashioned shop where you have to like, so I keep looking at the wrong side of the camera, old-fashioned kind of shop where you actually talk to the shopkeeper and tell them what you want, for a lot of the materials, which is probably good for security as well for a shop that size. Anyways, I got some very cute things. So first, at the museum across the street, this is the National Museum of Scotland. I got a postcard of Greyfriars Bobby. I am obsessed with this little dog. I knew ahead coming to Edinburgh that I wanted to go see the little statue because I didn't see it last time I was there, and this is him. So sweet and good. So I got this postcard. 70p. I bought some brushes. Also, I really liked at the Greyfriars art shop, they gave me everything in bespoke little bags that fit them, which is lovely. I bought 2 brushes, which were just for watercolor, which is the only medium I really brought on this trip. They are just some very small, delicate watercolor brushes, but not very let me just show you. Like, they look like that. So they're not super flimsy because I don't like flimsy brushes, but still gotta break them in a little bit. Yeah, so this is good because I only brought the brushes that came with my. Did I? I don't remember what I brought. I haven't slept in 36 hours. The other things I got at the same shop, I bought 2 things to draw in. So first I got this little sketchbook. I got this because it was so charming and I was a little delusional. But it was only like £5 and it has the strap, which I like. And it's kind of got these nice yellowy paper pages. I was watching Leah Ellickson do sketchbooks recently in a smaller sketchbook, and it really seemed fun. But then when I started like looking at this while I was on the train down here, I was like, maybe I should just make this like a collage journal. No, what's the word for it? Assemblage. An assemblage journal. An assemblage journal of like just like scraps of memorabilia from this trip. So like even the little wrapper that came on it could be glued in. So I think that would be fun to just make this like a big fat overstuffed journal and just like draw loosely in it and glue things in and just not care. I think that would be really liberating and fun for this trip. This is a very art-centric trip for me. I've overplanned everything. So anyways, so I bought that, and then I also got this pile of paper from Coddy Papers, which I love, and I always buy when I come to the UK. This was £5.10, and it's 10 sheets of handmade cotton rag paper. I love it. I bought small sheets when I was in London in May, so I wanted some bigger ones this time, and probably what I will do with this is much like the small ones, is I will do some drawings with my what are they called? My Micron pens, and then I'll watercolor over them. And then these are really, I love the rough edge. It makes them really nice for framing in like a floating glass frame. So that's all I bought today. I grabbed this Edinburgh sightseeing guide because I thought this would be good material for my little collage book. And I think that's everything. I want to stay up and not go to bed until like 9 o'clock. It's almost 6 now, because I want to maybe sleep through the night. Oops. And that's my best chance of doing so. So I'm going to go look for some food. I'm going to go enjoy Harrogate. I think, I'll cut this out if this is not true. I think I'm going to end this video here, which is just my first full day in the UK for this trip. Having a really nice time and just wanting to share that with you. I'm so tired that I'm just feeling soft and pudding-like. But I look great, so I got that going for me. Tomorrow I'm going to get up early and explore Harrogate. I'm excited. Oh, let me show you at the window, and then that'll be it. First, here is my room. It's actually very large. This is just, there's me. Hello. Here's all my stuff I just unpacked. I have a really big desk, and I just keep thinking this would be such a good spot for a writer's retreat. The thing about travel lodges is they aren't all priced the same. So this one, I paid £36 for tonight, which is pretty crazy to have this much space. It's not a modern or updated hotel. There's no charger by the bed, which is frustrating. But like I would love to just sit at this desk and this view for a couple of days. I'm only here one night, but look at this. This is like a market town or not, like a spa town. They had healing waters, sort of like Bath. So we have like, I don't know what that is. That says the Majesty over there, or the Majestic. Down here is the Winter Gardens, which I think is a Weatherspoons now. Anyways, I'm gonna just go get some food and I'll explore tomorrow. I want to get up really early at the crack of dawn and go out and see what's what in this very pretty little town I've never been to before. That's it. Oh, I don't look so bad in the light. Maybe not sleeping for 36 hours suits me. Or maybe I'm delusional. All right, thanks for watching. I hope you can hear me. I'm speaking so softly, but it's all I have left. I love you. Bye-bye.